Hey everyone, welcome to Code Salsa. Today I'll be showing you how to use Node and learn its syntax a little bit. So this is just going to be the basics. Next video is going to be on packages. So that's all I wanted to say before I started the video. So let's define a variable using the let keyword. So what this does is stores a variable called variable in the memory with the value of 0. Let's just use var because it's what most people use. So this is a keyword that tells the computer you're trying to define a variable, and then it's the name, and then equals 0. You can also define a variable without defining a value. And let's just use this function. I won't explain that yet. I will explain that later in the video. And as you can see, it's just undefined, so you need to define the variable later on in your code. Okay, let me just bring this back. Okay, so let's see what it prints out now. It prints out true because the value is true after it's defined. So let's learn how to make functions. You can use the function keyword like this, and so you're telling the computer you want to define a function with the name of hello, and then all the code is inside these curly brackets. So let's say you want to have an argument or two. You would separate them with these commas. Sorry, my brain died a little bit there, but commas. And so this is called arg. So let's just print it to the console by calling another function called console.log that's built into JavaScript. So all the arguments are defined in these parentheses. So just looking at that, let's just do the same with console.log. Put a string that's wrapped in quotes. You can also do the little quotes or the single quotes. And yes, so let's say you did this. It wouldn't do anything, and that's because you're not actually calling the function. Let's pass it an argument and put the value as a string that says Zach. And it doesn't do anything with that argument yet, but if we do print out arg, then it will say Zach and then hello world. Okay, so that's good. What if we wanted to, instead of world, let's say arg. So if you're basically just adding this string and this string to each other, so it comes out as hello Zach here. And to test the theory, let's just print it out. And yeah, that's how you join a string with the console.log, or in a console.log call. Let's say you want to check if the argument equals something. So you're going to use an if statement using the if keyword, and then arg equals 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 is the equivalent of just asking yourself if that is equal to something. So if arg equals Zach, basically, console.log hello Zach, else this makes sure that all the statements behind this are false. So if arg is equal to Zach, it will print hello Zach, but if it isn't, then it'll say hello world. So let's just make it one letter off. You can see it prints out hello world. So you can also add multiple if statements in one instead of just checking if and then if, like that. It's just to prevent redundant code. So if this is false, it checks if arg equals James, for example. Console.log hello James. So if all of these are false, you can go on and on forever with these, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to do one. If both of these are false, then it does the else statement, all the code in the else statement. So for example, just that. So let's do it with James. And yeah, so if you want to add more than one argument, it's just console.log arg1. And as you can see, it prints out 2, which is what we sent it. So now I'm going to show you objects and arrays. So an object is basically like a dictionary in Python. It can have keys and values, or like names and values. So let's call our first value name, and then the value is a string that has value in it. It's console.log. So how you get an object inside of an object, or a value inside of an object, is by object.name, or object.the_name, and then just the name of the value. So you can do that like so. And okay, so you've done that. What if you want to get an object inside of an object? Well, then you can just do object2 value 3. So you would do object2 like before, and then dot value. So it's basically an infinite chain. It can go on and on forever. You can do, and just for example, but I'm just going to show you what this does and then move on to arrays. Oh yeah, and you can also set values outside of the actual object itself. So as you can see, it's lowercase value up there, but here it has an uppercase V. And yeah, so it just updates the value. Let's do an array. Arrays use the square brackets instead. So you just separate items with a comma. So let's just log it to the console. And as you can see, it prints out the array. But if you want to get a single object, it starts off with 0, 1, and 2. So this is the first object is known as 0, the second is 1, and then the third is 2. So going by this, oh yeah, and so on. Going by this, the first one would be 0. So if you do array 0, it's 1, 2, 3. All of the values are 1, 2, 3, but let's just change this. And let's get array value 1. As you can see, it just prints out hello world. Okay. And you can add elements to an array using the push function, and then you could just add whatever you want. It can be literally anything you want. And yeah, so those are the basics of Node. I hope this video helped you out a little bit. If you did enjoy it and it did help you, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It does help out the channel a lot. And yeah, I'll see you all next time, and goodbye.